My husband thought he'd cash out when Daddy died, but Daddy had receipts. An Atlanta revenge. The first time I saw Jamal J. Money Carter, he was standing on the rooftop of the Ponce City Market talking about how Dogecoin was going to buy him a Lambo by Christmas. It was 2021, the middle of the crypto mania, and every man in Atlanta with a hoodie and a ledger thought he was the next Satoshi. I was there with my real estate girls celebrating closing 3 flips in West End in 1 month. I had just turned 32, owned 12 properties free and clear, and was wearing the kind of quiet money that doesn't need a filter. Jay floated over like he owned the skyline, gold rope swinging, and said, "You look like a woman who knows a good investment when she sees one." 2 weeks later we were married at a pop-up chapel in Vegas because the market doesn't wait for long engagements, baby. I thought I was marrying ambition. Turns out I married a professional bag secure. By spring 2022 the crypto winter hit harder than a foreclosure notice. Jay's portfolio went from 7 figures on paper to owing Coinbase margin calls instead of getting a job. He decided the real alpha was marrying up. He moved into my Buckhead condo, parked his feelings in my garage next to my Sprinter van, and started calling himself a full-time Deegan turned house husband. For 3 years I let it slide. I was too busy turning distressed properties in English Avenue and Grove Park into 6-figure profits. While I was up at 5 a.m. meeting contractors, Jay was in the living room in gaming headphones screaming at the chart, blaming the Fed, the whales, and paper-handed bitches for his losses. My daddy watched the whole thing from his mansion in Cascade Heights and never said, "I told you so" out loud, but his silence spoke volume. Montgomery, Big Monty Sinclair built half the commercial real estate on the west side before gentrification had a name. He started with one barbershop on MLK in 1978, and ended up owning 72 parcels from Bankhead to downtown. He raised me alone after Mama died, taught me how to read a plat map before I could drive, and made me swear I'd never let a man eat from my plate without bringing his own fork. Jay never brought a fork. He brought excuses. Daddy got sick in January 2025. Pancreatic cancer. Aggressive. 6 months tops. I flew private to sit by his bed every weekend. Jay came exactly once, spent the entire visit on his phone in the hallway, watching Bitcoin candles, then asked the nurse if Emory Midtown had better Wi-Fi on the VIP floor. Daddy pulled me close one Sunday when it was just us and the machines beeping. "Baby girl," he rasped. "I've been watching that boy drain you like a cracked foundation. When I'm gone, he gone come for everything I built for you. But I fixed it so he can't touch a brick." I thought he was talking about the prenup I never made Jay sign. I was wrong. Daddy died on a Tuesday in April. The funeral was standing room only at Cascade United Methodist. Politicians, rappers, contractors, grandmas who still got their hair done in his first shop, everybody came to pay respects. Jay wore a black Balenciaga hoodie under his suit jacket like respect was optional. 2 days later, his lawyer slid divorce papers across my kitchen island while I was still picking out Daddy's casket flowers. 50-50 split. Half my company, Sinclair and Daughters Realty LLC. Half the pending inheritances, because Jay had already Googled how much Big Monty was worth. Spousal support for 10 years, due to his sacrificed earning potential in the marriage. I laughed so hard I almost dropped my sweet tea. Jay smirked. "Laugh now, Keisha. My boy Prescott don't lose. Georgia is community property, baby. You gon' learn." I signed nothing. Instead I called Prescott's office and scheduled the will reading myself, because Daddy always said, "Let a fool walk into the trap with his eyes wide open." The reading was set for 10 a.m. the following Monday in the conference room of Daddy's law firm on Peachtree. I wore a black St. John suit, and the diamond studs Daddy gave me when I closed my first $1 million flip. Jay walked in late, AirPods in, iced out watch flashing, grinning like he was about to collect. Daddy's executor, Ms. Evelyn Ross, the sharpest estate attorney in the South, waited until everyone sat down. Then she dimmed the lights and pressed play on the 85-inch screen. Daddy appeared, sitting in his study, oxygen tube in his nose, but eyes still cutting like a skill saw. "If you watching this, I'm gone. And if Jamal Carter is in the room right now, that means I was right about his trifling ass." Jay jumped up. "This some bullshit. Sit down, baby boy." Daddy's recorded voice boomed. "In about 30 seconds you gon' wish you had." Ms. Evelyn slid a folder across the table labeled Queenland, Jamal aka J Money, Full background. Daddy's voice kept rolling. I hired Kroll Investigations 18 months ago. Cost me 78 grand. Best money I ever spent. Here's what they found. Slide 1. Jay's real name, Jamal Aaron Carter Washington. 3 prior marriages in Ohio, Florida, and Nevada to women with liquidity. All ended in divorce settlements where he walked away with 6 figures, and they walked away broke. Slide 2. Screenshots of Jay in a Facebook group called Soft Life Kings bragging about bagging a 7-figure real estate heiress and asking for tips on how to secure the bag before the prenup convo. Slide 3. Bank records showing he'd been paying $9,400 a month to a Miami woman named Destiny Rodriguez, and her 2 toddlers' DNA tests attached. Slide 4. Video of Jay at Crypto Bahamas 2023 snorting lines off a yacht while telling some influencer, "My wife think I'm at a mastermind. She pay for everything anyway." The room was quieter than a closing with no contingencies. Daddy leaned toward the camera. "So here's what I did, baby girl. Every piece of commercial property, every note, every stock account. I moved into the Montgomery Sinclair Legacy Trust 6 weeks ago. Keisha is the sole beneficiary. And Article 14C says, let me read it slow so even a crypto bro can understand. No asset of this trust shall ever be subject to equitable division, alimony, or any claim by any spouse or former spouse, specifically including but not limited to Jamal Carter, who ain't worked a day since I've been knowing him." Ms. Evelyn clicked to the last slide. A live screenshot of the trust's current value, $12.4 million in change. Jay's knees buckled. He had to grab the table. Daddy wasn't finished. "One more thing. I bought your little LLC, J Money Capital LLC, out of bankruptcy for $1 last month. Turns out you owe the IRS $187,000 in back taxes from 2021 gains you never reported. I paid the lien to keep you out of jail, but only if you sign the settlement agreement my lawyer about to hand you. You get the 2018 Honda Civic I bought Keisha that you've been driving, your gaming computer, and the clothes on your back. That's it. You contest this in court, the IRS lien reactivates, and you do time. Your choice, son." The screen went black. Ms. Evelyn placed a single piece of paper and a pen in front of Jay. "Sign or the U.S. attorney gets the file by noon." His hand shook so bad he could barely write his name. 10 minutes later he was outside on Peachtree Street holding a plastic bag with his Jordan collection, waiting for an Uber Black he could no longer afford. I didn't even watch him leave. 3 months later I turned Daddy's old warehouse on Joseph E. Lowry into Sinclair Lofts. 40 units of affordable housing for single mothers trying to rebuild their credit and their lives. Every unit has granite countertops, LVP floors, and a plaque that says, "Built by women who refuse to be broken." I still flip houses, but now I keep one a year and rent it at cost to a woman starting over after divorce. My waitlist is 2 years long. And yes, I'm dating again. His name is Marcus. He's the general contractor who poured the foundations for the lofts, owns his own company, pulls his own permits, and brings his own fork to the table every single time. Last week I saw Jay's Honda Civic on the side of I-285 with a blown tire. He was on YouTube Live begging for donations to rebuild the J Money brand. Had 11 viewers. I kept driving. Daddy always said, never hate a fool, just don't finance his foolishness. Lesson learned. Plate closed. Next chapter open. And Atlanta? She's still fine as hell. And now every dime in my pocket is mine. The end.